Good morning again. This is Mikael Live. A few minutes ago, was the recording, obviously. Hope everybody's doing good, and those who got their plug is doing better. um, I did talk to not the inventor, but the distributor of the plug. Um, his name is Greg Penlock. I think that's what it is. Of course, messing up his name right now. I don't have it in front of me. But he's going to be here next Thursday to talk about da, 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 the plug. Is simple as it looks. It's, you see, it's got the three prongs to it, and just looks like a regular plug. And you just put it in your socket in your home, and you get all those benefits that we talked about last week. And if you want to know more about it, you can just give us a call after the show at 366 Diet, okay, or on my cell phone 600 8532, and both of those are 313. That's 600 8532. We got. I just had to say this testimony is this guy had a toothache, and he was using Dr. Bombay's 321 oil that gets rid of pain, and he said it works wonders, but the pain kept coming back. And then he how found out about the plug and how you can transfer the frequency from the plug into your cell phone. So he came by the store. He got his cell phone. But we put the frequency in. It takes 5 minutes. We do that for free all day. And he started putting the cell phone next to his mouth. Matter of fact, he went to sleep with it. After 2 days, no more pain in his mouth from the toothache. And that's been like, I can say, 5 or 6 days now, or more. It's just amazing. And when I talked to, I got to get his name. So I just trying to keep saying the plug inventor, um, Godfrey Radford. Okay. Um, he was the one that distributes the plug, Godfrey Radford. Well, he's going to be here next Thursday at 9 by way of the telephone to talk more about the plug and answer people's questions. And I got a whole bunch of questions myself, so hopefully we can get through everybody's question about the plug. I want to shift gears today, um, and since it's summertime, and that's a good thing. And so we got 50, 60, 70, 80, 90-degree weather coming and 100-degree weather coming. What we can do to protect ourselves against this weather, okay? Um, for the sun is our friend, and I wouldn't use any skin protector or the blockers or things like that because the sun is our friend. And when you use blockers, you stop the production of vitamin D to your body, which has over 2,000 functions, including fighting the causes of cancer. And so you want to get your vitamin D, but you don't want your skin to burn. So a lot of folks for years, matter of fact, they have shea butter trees in Africa that they take and make the shea butter that you put on your skin, which works wonders as far as allowing you to stay in the sun. We sun people, so we can handle, because our skin is thicker, we can handle 8, 9, 10 hours in the sun. We just need some protection so our skin don't get burnt. And the shea butter is excellent, which I've used for years. up until I say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I switched over to the coconut butter. Because as great as shea butter is, to me, the coconut butter is even better. It even has even more healing properties to it. And because it had that lauric acid in it, which is what's in mother's milk to help protect the infant against diseases, I like, well, I want some of that. So, and then the fact that Dr. Mary Newport had reported on YouTube how the coconut butter reverses, dementia and Alzheimer's with her husband after him taking an ounce a day for 6 months. And I thought that was remarkable. And then all the other health benefits. I mean, we got a 4-page report about the health benefits of coconut oil, internally and externally. So I was like, yes, this gonna be a twofer or threefer. And so I switched over to using the coconut. So I usually put about an ounce of coconut oil on my body because it's really absorbed. And then wait about 5 minutes and let that absorb before I finish dressing. But it's just one way of allowing you to get that vitamin D into your body from way of the sun, because your body is a plant, it's a factory. It makes health and nutrition. It makes you healthy, it makes you young, makes you strong. And but you got to put the raw ingredients in it for it to function, for it to work, for you can get the results that you're looking for all your life. It's mental parts too, because if you get 55, 65, 75, 85, or even 45 or 35 and start saying you old, then guess what? You're going to get that what you think about. And on the reverse, if you focus on being all those ages, but you thinking you young, you're gonna get those results. Because what was 100 years ago, people was 45, thought they were old. Now they 65, 75, and 85 before they start thinking that they old. Well, what's gonna happen another 100 years? You're gonna be 165, then you start thinking you're old. So hey, why wait? I mean, the limits we have on our body is those we impose on it. And from what I have seen, I mean, it's this sister I think she started lifting weights when she was in her 60s. And now she's like 85 and got a body of a teenager or a young 20-year-old and functioning properly, doing just working out, weightlifting, and winning contests and things like that. And so that I could say is like, to me, it's endless possibilities with this gift we have gotten from God. I mean, He didn't give us no junk. God gave us the best. This is our bodies. I mean, our spirit lives on and lived on forever and ever. They say that notion of death we need to get rid of, but the spirit lives on. But we had this body. We use it to come here on planet Earth, which is like a big schoolhouse, to learn and how to create. And we are such great creators. I mean, our God created us and He gave us the ability to create. Everything around you is created by us, human beings, the human species. Okay? But whether we had God's intervention, we want to give credit to God for everything. We did the work. He helped us. He gave us intervention, designed it for us. We did the work, and it is because God has given us free will. We didn't have to do it, but you got to give yourself some credit. And when you give yourself some credit, because God made us, that makes our Father proud of us that we are doing these great things. And showing appreciation for but taking good care of your body is showing appreciation for your gift. Another great thing that deals with the summertime is people get hot, hot, hot. So you want to drink water, water, water. Okay, it's simple, 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 but keep it KIS, keep it simple. It's knowledge. A lot of folks know. Most of the stuff I share with you on this TV show, internet show, you already know. I'm just reminding you what you already know. And it's stressing the importance. When it's hot, 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 drink water, water, water. And how much water, based on what I've learned from Dick Gregory and other professionals, For every 2 pounds you weigh, you should drink 1 ounce of water. So a 200-pound person should drink 100 ounces of water, which may seem like a lot, but your body, speaking about water, let me take a swig now. Like I said, it may seem like a lot, but your body is 75% water. So that same 200-pound person is going to be 150 pounds of them is going to be just water. That 100 ounces, 128 ounces is a gallon, which is 8 pounds. So 100 ounces is around 6 or 7 pounds of water. So 7 pounds of water that you have to drink to clean out 150 pounds of water that you're carrying around. It's like God said, you do a little bit and he will do the rest. You do your 5% and he'll deal with the 95%. But that's every day. If we did that as a species every day, replace 5% of our water, Dick Greg would say we'd knock out 50% of the diseases in this country. And then when you add our water from Healthwise, we just give away, and people just like give us donation to help pay with the phone bill. I mean the water bill, electric bill, because we use electricity too. It's just remarkable. Now, with the plug that we have, and it neutralizes all the electronic magnetic fields in your business, in your home, in your restaurants, and we use electricity through the conjuring water machine, guess what? That frequency is now going into the conjuring water machine. So it takes it even to a higher level of promoting good health in our body. So you got the conjuring water machine, you got the plug, plus the restructuring water unit, plus the love we put into the water. Yes, we believe Healthwise got the best water on the planet, besides what God made in waterfalls. Okay, it is so important. See, the water, tap water. People say, "Why should I pay for water? I can get it free." Okay, tap water. It has about 10 to 20,000 molecules per cluster. For water to be absorbed on the cellular level, it has to be between 20 and 4 molecules per cluster. Not the 10 to 20,000 that you get from the tap water, but the 4 to 20 that you get from the water at Healthwise. Our water actually comes out to be 6 molecules per cluster. That makes the water what we call wetter, extremely wetter. And so much so, another benefits of this water, any medication that you take with the water from Healthwise, the condoms restructured, um, high frequency, healthy frequency water, is neutralized. Those drugs that give you that has a whole lot of harmful side effects to it, now it's neutralized when you take it with the water that you get from Healthwise. And when you get your vitamins and your minerals and trace minerals, your food supplements, etc., when you start getting those in, because the water molecules is so small, molecules per cluster, you get more bang for your buck. You get more absorption rate on the cellular level. And that's so important on the cellular level. Is we look at when we eat our food, will that help our new cells? Because we're constantly rebuilding new cells every day, and we're getting rid of the old cells, replacing it with new cells. Well, those new cells can only gonna be as healthy as the nutrients that you provide for it. And a lot of those nutrients require the ability for the cell to open up to let the nutrients in, and for the cells to open up to let the toxins out. electronic magnetic fields from uh, microwaves, cell towers, all these cell phones got cell towers all over the city. The wiring and this that's you can see above ground, and of course below ground they got wiring there too. The wiring in your house, all those emanate a electromagnetic magnetic field, which actually affects the cells, so it doesn't open up to let the nutrients in and the toxins out. So now you got a cell that's like just sitting there. It's like having old food in the refrigerator. After a while, this get rotten and get worse and worse. Even though it's at 40 degrees, it gets worse and worse. You open up your refrigerator and run you out. Those are the causes of cancer. Cells not getting nourishment in and letting the poisons come out. Water has a very important role in that. This plug has a very important role in that. Getting the nutrients in your body has a very important role in that. Because when it doesn't happen, now you got the beginning stages of cancer. Because they say cancer takes about 10 years for them to even recognize it. But to me, if you know it takes 10 years, you got technology that can tell you from, the first year, which is, then it's real easy to get rid of the cancer, I believe, because it's only been there 1 year, rather than 10 years when now you got to go do an operation or you got to go take some radiation, which is burning you. And I ain't never heard nobody being burnt to health, or to give you some poisons called, they don't call it mustard gas, but that's what chemo is mustard gas. And you give those poisons and it kills your friendly bacteria, and you end up losing your hair, your zest for life, etc., because you're taking poisons to kill the cancer cells, but it kills the friendly bacteria too, which is what you need to help protect your immune system. That's what they give you. So rather than waiting for that to happen, we can start on day one getting the nourishments in on the cellular level by putting into our bodies what God designed our bodies to operate on. And water is such an important role in that happening. Now, when it get real hot, you may need to take more than just that 2 pounds. I mean, 1 ounce for every 2 pounds you weigh. Formula, like that 200-pound person drinking 100 ounces, which is about a little bit more than 3 quarts. You might want to add another one or two 8-ounce cups that day. That's like 90 degrees or 100 degrees, especially if they outdoors exercising or playing sports. If they sweating, things like that, you might want to add some extra water that day. Sweating, a lot of times people think is just salt, but that's what minerals taste like. They salty. And good thing, all we need is a small amount of trace minerals every day. Athletes, I hear about this brother that just died the other day. He was just getting ready to get a coaching job. He was an athlete, and to us, we have seen it over and over again. Athletes just die on the basketball court or on the football field. We find it over and over again is because of lack of trace minerals. When Dr. Wallach did 17,000 autopsies on animals before he became a human doctor, he was a vet. Every one of those 17,000 animals died from one thing: a lack of minerals and trace minerals. So during the summer, you want to take, if you don't get the strong multiple vitamin, a strong multiple mineral called Ultimate Classic, you want to at least get those trace minerals in. Okay, it's called plant derived minerals. We have a couple of them where they got a little flavor to it, like cherries or strawberries and kiwi. Give it a little flavor to it. But those minerals are so important, and it's important how you take it with some food. See, it's designed to have the minerals in the food. I mean, designed by God to have the minerals in the food. But we noticed since the 30s, the Great Depression and things, they stopped putting the nourishment into the soil. The animals started getting all these diseases. They did a 2 year study. Come to find out, it's because of lack of the trace minerals. So they developed formulas to give animals those trace minerals based on their body weight. It's another thing to help protect us during this summertime when we get real hot and we sweating out the trace minerals. You want to put those in. Me personally, I like to take the strong multiple vitamin and the strong multiple minerals every day. Okay, that's every day, all 360, not just in the summertime. But we focus in on what we can do to protect ourselves during this summer that's getting real hot, and we want to stay active. We want to do things, get some sun to protect ourselves and stay hydrated. Okay, if you want to enhance that water, one of the things we've used is the juice from lemon. Okay, for years, we talked about using organic lemon. Now that we have the plug and we transferred this frequency that's in this plug to our cell phones, you can take any lemon, put it on your cell phone for 5 minutes, and then turn that lemon into an organic lemon. Now you take that lemon and cut it open and squeeze all that juice into the water that you're going to take for that day. That citrus from that lemon with the water during the summertime, during any time, is real, real good. It helps breaks down a lot of fats. The vitamin C that's in there help keeps you cool, calm, and collected. It's multiple benefits from adding lemon or lime, okay, to your daily drinking water. You can make your own fruit water. Just get you some uh, berries, some blueberries, some strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. All of them is coming out now. And if it's not organic, put it on your phone for 5 minutes, and then of course rinse them off already, and then take whatever handful of them and put it in the water that you're gonna drink. Now you got you some strawberry water, or some blueberry water, or some blackberry water. Okay, and drink after about 5 minutes. You can drink that water all day. You can mix it up and have you a berry cocktail water. Okay, and it's we've found that those getting that water in with the fruit flavors to it is very beneficial. And you just don't have to be just fruit. It could be vegetables. Carrots are sweet. You can slice them, put them into your water, and let them sit there for 5 minutes. Then you have some carrot water or some celery water. Do you know it's more usable calcium in celery than it is in cow's milk? As the story goes, uh, there's more usable celery in 1 8-ounce glass of celery juice compared to 8 glasses of cow's milk, without all the chemicals, that pesticides and herbicides that goes with the cow's milk. Okay, but we're gonna neutralize the pesticides and herbicides by taking the cow's milk, if you still have that, and put your phone that has the frequency in it next to that cow's milk for at least 5 minutes or an hour. One of the questions I wanted to ask Mr. Rafford is, can we put the plug in the refrigerator? um, Cause it's that's what I'm thinking. Probably can't put it in the freezer, but at least the refrigerator. I've read that when you had the plug in your house, people end up lowering the temperature of the refrigerator, 1 or 2 degrees. Okay. Um, I think you probably wouldn't be able to put it. That's what I'm feeling. That you wouldn't be able to put the plug in the refrigerator because of the moisture and you got electrical components. But you can. The other day when I went shopping, because we've heard from the reports that once the frequency is in your phone, that you can take your groceries and put it on your phone for 5 minutes, and then all your groceries it turn into organic if you didn't buy organic. Okay. One of my questions: what about the meats that's got pesticides and herbicides in it? Will that also be, those chemicals also be neutralized? Um, but he said, he just said groceries. So I would right now assume that had to be groceries. Okay. When I went to the supermarket the other day, I was buying a few groceries. I just took my cell phone, just put it in the basket, and everything that's in there, because it has a 5 foot radius, just been neutralized while I'm shopping. Okay. Um, and so getting that water in by the summertime is very, very important. 80% of our immune system, and maybe even higher, but 80% of our immune system originates in our guts, which some people call our small intestines. This here, the Jawodophilus probiotic, is one of the strongest sources of friendly bacteria. And I was reading Dr. McCullough's report, and he's saying 85%. So 85% of our friendly bacteria is in our small intestines. That's the friendly bacteria. And you want maybe about 15% harmful bacteria or bad bacteria. Is That's a real good healthy balance, because you don't want it to be 100% friendly bacteria. You definitely don't want it to be 100% bad bacteria, because then diseases can grow when it's that high level of bad bacteria. You have a real tough time growing when it's 85% friendly bacteria in your gut. These here is taking them on an empty stomach. That's the way I like to take them, and it goes right into your small intestines, putting 3.5, 3.4 billion sources of friendly bacteria, or 50 sources of friendly bacteria, right into your small intestines. And that's one of the key areas to keeping your immune system up high, so you don't become subject to colds and flus and other diseases, because your core immune system, yes, your defense system is on point, is high, because you're keeping the friendly bacteria in your gut strong and supplied from the pure formula. Now, these give you billions of friendly bacteria. If when you get to fermented food, now you're talking about trillions per mouthful. One of the most popular fermented foods we know of, probably in the hood, is pickles and sauerkraut. Um, I was wondering when I was growing up why the little corner store would always sell these big old pickles to people, and then the elders were always buying these big old pickles. Come to find out, they were dealing with acid reflux. Of course, they didn't call it that back then, but they know eating that fermented pickle, that queasiness in their stomach was neutralized, because they was actually putting the acid back into their stomach, rather than what they call heartburn and taking antacids. Take even, you don't have enough acid in your stomach, and those drugs take even more acid out of your stomach. Then you're looking at ulcers and operations and more money, money, money. Putting that friendly bacteria, contrary to popular belief, the stomach, and well, it depends on what source you go to. They say that the friendly bacteria acid doesn't eat it up. These pills are designed to survive the stomach acid that gets into your friendly bacteria. So at Healthwise, we have two sources, the 3.5 to 50 billion. And then we have that tea, the kombucha tea from the kombucha mushroom. It's an excellent source of friendly bacteria for your guts to keep your core up high so you don't become subject to colds and flus and a whole host of other diseases. Again, for the protection dealing with the summer. Another one that's important is the showers. Back to that water again. Hot and cold showers. When you get through bathing, whether it be a shower or a bath, if you're fortunate enough to have one of those bath shower combinations, when you get through bathing, take you a shower. But this one is just to rinse off with hot water first for about 1 or 2 seconds or 10 seconds as you can handle it, and then turn the cold water on for again 1 or 2 seconds or 10 seconds if you can handle it, and you go back to hot, cold, and it's ideal to do that 7 times. Now you actually training your body to go from hot to cold to hot to cold to hot to cold. Guess what? The body is made like from God to adapt, and that enhances your immune system so you can go from 90 degrees outside to going into some place of business where they keep it 65. It's real cold inside in there, okay? Or you go to a restaurant or something that's real cold. You get used to going from hot to cold, hot to cold. You don't come subject to a cold, a flu or something, because you have trained your body to go from hot to cold, because every time you bathe, you doing the hot and cold, hot to cold. Now, that may seem like a lot to go from hot to cold 7 times. So what I usually do is do it 1 time for the first week. The second week, I do it 2 times. The third week, I go from hot to cold 3 times. And then I get to the seventh week, and I'm doing hot to cold 7 times. But it really does help protect you. Again, this whole show is about what you can do to protect yourself during the summertime. Changing from hot to cold is very, very beneficial. Um, Another one is the vitamin D. We mentioned it a little bit about getting the sun, making the vitamin D. Now, when your sun hits your body and you got the protection on either shea butter or coconut oil or some other oil if you like, coconut oil is my favorite right now. Your body makes the vitamin D3. Okay, it's very important. It's D3. That's what your body makes. When they give you milk that got vitamin D, it's usually D2. And from my studies, that's always referring to D1 and D2 is for animals. D3 is for humans. And because our skin is so thick, it takes about 8, 9, 10 hours in the sun to get to 10,000 IUs of vitamin D. So we get into a supplemental form. Each pill is 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. Oprah did a study back about 5.5 years ago, and none of her scientists found any harmful side effects from people taking 10,000 IUs of vitamin D per day. So we've been doing it for 16 years. Dr. Barefoot told us about the vitamin D, taking 10,000 of it per day. Vitamins regulate the minerals. We get so much calcium in our food. Now we got enough vitamin D to help break that calcium down so you don't get built up in your joints where you got aches and pains and cataract, a lot of calcium built up there, etc. Because now you got the vitamin D to help regulate the calcium so it can go into the bones and strengthen the bones so we don't be dealing with arthritis. Okay. Not that I'm a doctor, a lawyer, nutritionist, or a dietitianist, but I do share a lot and I read a lot, study a lot, always doing research, and I love it. It's to share with my people ways, actually these guys' ways of how our body works and functions. I figure they should be teaching this to us when we kindergarten children. How your body works, where the owner's manual at. Okay, but they don't, because if you know how your body works and you give it what it needs, then you won't get sick. Then they can't sell drugs, they can't operate on you, and they can't test you. Okay, um, there's so many different tests you can do at home. Um, okay, you don't have to spend $50, and you don't have to wait into the doctor's office to do a lot of these tests. But Dr. Wallach got a whole slew of how you can do those tests, and I make a note of that. I'm gonna get that list, Dr. Wallach's list, okay, and on the tests that you can do, I think it's 10 of them, 10 tests that you can do at home. Because what he usually does when we have a family function like Memorial Day or 4th of July or Labor Day, the family come over, he gonna test everybody, okay, to make sure they're healthy. For different little tests, high blood pressure and sugar diabetes, just little simple tests that you can do at home, cost you maybe $50 or something for all 10 tests. Okay, rather than sit in the doctor's office and wait and spend $50 for one test. Okay, so I'll check that out. But like I say, it's important to get the knowledge and get the vitamin D into our system, because that helps regulate the calcium. But vitamin D helps regulate and deals with over 2,000 functions in our body. One is to protect us against cancer. I keep saying we got thick skin because I got that from Doctor and listening to Oprah one day, and Doctor Oz talking about white folks' skin is so thin. So they spend 20 minutes in the sun and get this oil build up on their skin. Then they spend 20 minutes in the shade because that oil buildup is vitamin D. It's an oil soluble vitamin. And it's 20 minutes in the shade. Damn, they got the vitamin D for the day. So doing sunblocks and stuff like that may be beneficial for those. Us, because our skin is so thick, we designed to spend 8, 9, 10 hours in the sun every day. And we the original people too. This is our planet, so God made us, and it made us so we can live on the planet, adapt to it, and do great things. Versus other folks was brought here. Okay, some people say it's made by the big head scientists, but they're not the original ones. So their skin is thin, so they had to do what they have to do. Um, but God made us all, so we just go along with that. Um, but I could say a couple of things. One of the next things I wanted to talk about, as far as protecting you during the summertime, is the vitamin C that helps keep you cool, calm, and collected. And I'm talking about 1,000 milligrams. We have this vitamin C that's chewable. Each one of the tablets is like a mega vitamin C is 1,000 milligrams. All right. Why they still got the vitamin C level for the government at 60 milligrams, I do not know. Other than the fact that what I can speculate, you can too. But rarely can you go to a health food store and find a vitamin C under 500, because our body needs that. And during the summertime, taking 2 or 3, 4, 5,000 vitamin C's has people have reported about how it keeps them cool, calm, and collected. Um, it works real good, of course, with iron and iron supplements or blackstrap molasses, because vitamin C help regulate the iron. Um, but it's One of the things that I learned from some of my teachers about how vitamin C help keeps you cool in the summertime and vitamin E help keeps you warm in the wintertime. And so it's important to get that in. Now you can get it from the food sources, which the citrus fruits are very high in that. And I believe watermelon, which is one of my favorite fruits, with the seeds in it, uh, is also a rich source of vitamin C. So you have your food and your supplemental source. Another important supplement to get us and keep us flexible is the salmon oil plus. The salmon oil, okay? Now, really, it's the omega 3. I lean and fall on the salmon oil plus because it has 8 parts to the omegas, okay, which is the strongest I've ever run across. And hopefully they're in today. They were sent out Monday. The man said they would be here Thursday. I always add an extra day, so that'd be Friday. Um, for the salmon or plus, it. I've heard. I was listening to this religious show this morning where Blair Underwood was talking about this omega 3 and how it was helping the pain in his joints go away. When he was going up and down stairs, he couldn't hear himself anymore. How it helps with the communication of the cells, how it has an excellent brain food. It's in a nutrient that we have to take every day. It's essential. No choice, no options. It's essential. We have a couple food sources. The flaxseed is one, which gives you a good source of fiber along with it. And then my favorite is the chia seed. Chia seed. Only because I can't get the hemp seed because it may have some THC in it. But I've heard that the hemp seed is extremely good too, as far as getting omega 3s. So that I have to check on. On those first two, the flaxseed and the chia seed, excellent source of omega 3s. Excellent, excellent. The chia seed is much stronger as far as getting the omega 3s. And it's easier to take because, so you can take the chia seed and put it in any liquid or in your mouth. After about 5 minutes, this oil, it turns into an oil. It makes it easy for our digestive system to absorb and get those oils into our joints when we exercise and are swimming or walking, doing some kind of activity. You need those joints to be pain free, and that's what the actor Blair Underwood said. He said he don't do commercials, but the omega 3 that he was taking got rid of aches and pains in his joints. He didn't hear himself when he walking up and down the stairs. It was just remarkable. That's what happens when you do what God tell you to do, which is take omega 3 every day. The food sources, besides the chia seed and the flax seed and the hemp seed, is the fish. Of course, the salmon oil yields the highest amount of omega 3 from what I've seen. And so you want to make sure if you do the fish, I haven't had barbecue fish in a long time, but if somebody know what they're doing and keep the moisture in the barbecue area while they barbecuing the fish, it is excellent. It's like more like smoked more than cooked, but it's smoked all the way down where it's done. Now, or like I say, the salmon fish. Okay, the wild Alaskan or sockeye. Those are some of the best salmon fish, and the salmon is so oily, but it's rich in omega 3. Now, these bottom feeders, this shrimps and the lobsters and catfish and things like that, is easy to come by. How much omega 3, I don't know. and how much the other stuff that they consuming is in their bodies, I don't know. But I know all the toxins from the country go into the lakes, go to the bottom. It goes into the rivers, go to the bottom, goes into the Gulf, goes to the bottom, and that's where these bottom feeders live at. So they living in all of this filth from the country's water system, and people want to turn around and eat it because it's available, because it tastes so good, etc. Um, they do have some omega-3 in it. To me, it's not the best, but I may eat this salmon once a month. In the other 30 some days or 29 days, I'm taking a salmon oil plus, or I'm getting uh, uh, the flaxseed in or the chia seed. So I hope these things were helpful because I have more, but I'm run out of time. But one of the other things is people have a have a challenging breathing. I can't tell you how many times over the past 20 years plus that people have taken the silver water and they hot and they may spray directly in their eyes and it's just like this mist over their face and it just cools them right off. And they have taken it and sprays it up each nostril 2 times and then breathing in deeply, and that congestion in their chest or their throat or esophagus just opens up and they can breathe again. So they can go swimming and breathe, not underwater, but when you swim, you got to exercise. You force yourself to do a lot of deep breathing, and but just to be able to breathe is so important. And over and over again, they've used that silver water spray it up their nose, and they come back and say, they can breathe clearly. Okay, um, that's another little trick dealing with the summertime. Um, then they have, because all cold starts in the eyes, based on research I got from Wayne Rowland, and it some people have sprayed and sprayed and sprayed in their eyes and don't never get colds again. That's remarkable. Um, Exercise. Before you exercise, you always want to drink you 1 to 3 cups of water before you exercise and 1 to 3 cups of water afterwards. Because you're doing a lot of deep breathing when you exercise, which is important. Um, and what that actually does is move a lot of things in your body to the garbage can of your body, which is your colon. And if you do the exercise right, let's say you get 1 or 2 things at the end, either bowel movement or gas. Okay, that you did some deep breathing. Preferably, like to say, because my wife is working out, and she said her instructor actually works the out of her. Works the fecal matter out of her. Of course, she don't use that word, but and when you're exercising, that's what you want. You losing weight. You want all them toxins to be pushed on out of your colon. So you drinking your water help lubricate the colon, doing a deep breathing. Now you pushing those toxins through your colon. So when you get through, you go and have that bowel movement. You done lost a pound or half a pound or maybe 2 pounds if you got one of them 4 foot bowel movements when you take the oxy powder, which is another supplement to help deals with the summertime, is getting the poisons out of your body. That's the oxy powder. Oh, you just feel so good when you get those poisons out. And the oxy powder help get those poisons out. There's so many things that help deal with the summertime. Um, Skin brushing, okay. When you get mosquito bites, tea tree oil, or do you got the what you call the silver water gel? People have put that on and gotten great results from mosquito bites. The good thing, I haven't tried this one yet, but they say the plug Once you have it in your house, after about 2 months, it said it runs bugs out of your house. The bugs that have antennas, like centipedes and ants and roaches and spiders, and it runs. And it also have a protective oil around your house 5 feet outside your house. So, like I said, I haven't tested this one out where I can go outside on my porch, 5 feet from my porch, and don't have to worry about no mosquito spray on my body or around me for 5 feet because I have this aura protection from the plug. That one I haven't tested, but I only had the plug for 2 weeks. Um, but there's garlic that you can take. They say it's odorless garlic, but it's an excellent mosquito repellent. So if you're going out to a picnic or outing, and you're gonna be out there all day, and there's mosquitoes is everywhere. Not so much in the daytime, but definitely at night. Um, if you've taken you one or two of those garlic pills, chances of you getting bit by a mosquito cuts way, way down. Okay, and if you do get bit, then you got the tea tree oil of the Civil Water Gel. So there's, like I said, it's a lot of number of things. So I'm may try to put together a little booklet, some of these things that you can do to protect yourself during the summertime. Things that I do, and it has worked for me, so I'll share them with you. Okay, um, it's so important. But we have run out of time. I think we got 1 minute. Caller, you got a quick question? Hello, caller, 1, 2, 3. Can't call. Okay, maybe that's the wrong number. Um, Speaking about callers, you can always give us a call at the store at 586-757 It's 586-757-3438. Our old number is 366 diet, still works. It's 313-366-3438. And if you want to set an appointment up with me, you can. Just give me a call on my cell phone, 600-8532. That's 313-600-8532. Um, and so I'll be more than willing to share those things with you. See if we can get together with some friends of mine and make a list of that so people can have some things in written form of what you can do to protect yourself during the summertime and have a excellent summer. That's what I'm looking forward to. Really am. So, run out of time. So, folks want to call, give me a call to 366 Diet. And remember always, summer, winter, spring, and fall, get your 5 hugs a day, at least. All right, people. Peace and love.